Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
By the way, speaking of their former speaker, have you heard people are starting to post pictures of Mike Johnson with a head of lettuce now? after that clown show yesterday, there are reports that there is trouble in paradise, Dana, that they might be thinking of ousting Mike Johnson now because of him making a deal on the budget. Hilarious.
He's a mess. Listen, I think that they wanted him in there the entire time. I think he's more of a Trump crony than McCarthy and any of those guys, and he's terrifying when it comes to reproductive rights and LGBTQ anything. So if they uninstall what I think they intentionally installed, he must be doing a worse job than they had ever intended.
Yeah. Oh, this is fantastic. Jim Jordan seen going at it with Mike Johnson during tense GOP meeting. Oh my God, fight, fight, fight. Big bag of rats. You're all equally awful. This is fantastic. Jim Jordan was reportedly going at it with Mike Johnson over the deal he cut with the Democratic-led Senate to keep the government funded. Republicans shouldn't have agreed to any of the side deal items in the spending deal that Johnson agreed to. He said, although Johnson was hamstrung by an earlier deal that had been cut by formerly disastrous House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Their last disaster.
Yeah.
Representative Warren Davidson, Republican of Ohio, stormed out of the meeting and openly trashed his own speaker afterwards. Before we could even get together, he announced the terms of the surrender. He should never have been hired. Oh my God! Fight, 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 fight.
Absolutely, the House GOP is a mess. They have been.
And meanwhile, look at our side. Not just the awesomeness, but just they were like a great tag team, right?
It was lovely. Listen, the entire House of Representatives is up for re-election. Everyone has to get out and vote. I know that there's a Democrat running against Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's a very heavily red area. It does not mean they can't win. Mm-hmm. Everyone has to get out and do this. We can get the House of Representatives back. The margin is very small right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here's one of my other favorite moments. Noted insurrectionist Andy Biggs said at one point, in my experience, some of these people up there did not receive a subpoena and so notified counsel for your bogus J6 committee. And Jamie Raskin said, well, first of all, every court in the land has rejected the claim there was anything bogus about it. Right. He said, do you have any authority on your side for that outrageous proposition? I know you'd like to believe, but your fantasies are not the law of the United States. Biggs said, I have great fantasies. And Raskin said, I'm sure you do. You and Marjorie Taylor Greene might want to discuss them together.
He's just so good.
When Lauren Boebert looks like the classy one in the Republican caucus that day, you are having a very bad day.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get Raskin to do a type 5 in front of my sets. That's what he's going to do. I'm going to be like, Raskin, if you can just come in, just a type 5, wrap it up.
By the way, did we miss that yesterday, Chris and Jody? Lauren Boebert's ex-husband got arrested again?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
He's a hot mess.
Weapons and assault charges.
Yeah, they're a lovely
couple.
Who did he assault?
I don't
allegedly.
Know.
Allegedly.
He was. He was the one to call the police on her.
Right.
I remember outside the restaurant because he said that she hit him in the face.
Right. So the
God.
assault allegation is against Lauren Boebert?
And they said it never happened.
No.
You need to get some tea or water in you.
No, my point is that he accused her of assaulting him, but now he's just been arrested for assault.
For assault.
Something totally else.
Got it.
Totally else.
They were actually saying there was Alice and I were talking about this on the Daily Beans. They were saying that she punched him in the face, and that has been disputed. He has been dispelled. She did not, and that he's actually the one that is. Got it. He should have been arrested. It sounds like.
You know what? This has Palin family vibes all over.
It totally does.
It really does.
She's like a mini Palin.
Except without the class.
Right. I mean, we just had the Republican in, where was it, North Carolina, with her daughter getting in a bar brawl at a bar that they own next to the tackle shop. I mean, these people really, really just the best of society.
I mean, and Lauren Boebert, meanwhile, introduced herself to her new would-be constituents, because of course she moved districts,
right?
With a joke about her public lewdness. She said, many of you know who I am. I don't have to ask, like the ushers at the Buell Theater. We're at a point where not only you get caught getting a hand job in but you can joke about it and still get elected to Congress. Is that where we're at?
That is where we at. Well, you can get elected to
Okay.
Congress on the Republican side. So there's that.
Well, look where their front runner is. Let's do one more. Abby Phillips, cut 2 on CNN.
He's never met her. He doesn't know her. She's not his type. It was his personal account, political persecution, witch hunt, perfect phone call, the deep state. It wasn't an insurrection. He wasn't notified that it was a crime. His lawyers advised him. Double jeopardy. The speech was peaceful. The students weren't defrauded.
Yep.
She went on to say,
The Presidential Records Act, he was too busy. They were his documents. They're declassified. They aren't even classified at all. The First Amendment and the Fourth, the Fifth, the Sixth, and 10th Amendments too. Now, if you're wondering where some of those reasons even came from, just look at the client, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah. So last night he did his little, speaking of handy J's on Fox News, where he was allowed to say once again that Democrats like to kill babies after birth.
Yes.
Without any pushback. But Brett Baer did ask him, can you say tonight political violence is never acceptable? Because, Dana, a couple days ago, he just walked away without answering.
Right.
Of course, political violence is acceptable. It's, it's his wheelhouse. But Brett Baer said, you seem to issue a warning that if the courts and even the U.S. Supreme Court, if they didn't treat you fairly, that maybe there would be bedlam in the country. Use the word bedlam. By the way, who uses that word except like a Batman villain?
Yeah, Trump doesn't know what it means. Someone gave it to him.
So he said, so can you say tonight political violence is never acceptable? Trump said, well, of course that's right. And of course I'm the one that's had very little of it. What? Except for that one time on January 6th and then all the other times that were inspired by you. What?
And that time his lawyer argued in court that he could kill a political opponent and then it should go through an impeachment process.
Yes. And he said, take a look at wars. I wasn't involved in any wars. I don't even know what to say. Last night, this DeSantis Haley, I don't know if you saw any clips, Dana.
I did a couple. They're awful.
They called each other liars, insulted each other's records and character. I love that Nikki Haley interrupted DeSantis at one point to say, you're so desperate. You're just so desperate. That's where he should have said, I know you are, but what am I? The Florida governor, this was one of those pre-written zippy lines, Dana. Are you ready?
Yeah.
He said, Haley's got this problem with ballistic podiatry, shooting herself in the foot every day.
Yeah. No? Where's the hook? Okay. Oh, but her Nikki Haley up on stage talking about, she's pro-life because her husband was adopted. So I've sort of the joke in this is that when her husband was adopted, so someone named him, and then she adopted him again in college and renamed him. So that's probably why she believes in pro-life. Like the whole argument was awful. And then she was touting the fact that women are going to be imprisoned in South Carolina if they get abortion. Like these people are horrible, not to mention they're both trying to out-transphobe each other on a national stage. They're just despicable people. We've got to get out and vote. If Joe Biden is not reelected, I don't know what's going to happen.
I know. By the way, I didn't watch that either, but is she a Lydia from Handmaid's Tale? It's the women that help
Aunt Lydia
screw over
Aunt
other
Lydia.
women.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, Aunt Lydia.
He said of Nikki Haley, we don't need another mealy-mouthed politician who just tells you what she thinks you want to hear to try to get your vote, then to get into office to do her donors' bidding. Oh, dear God. Oh, this may disqualify Haley. She said the election, Trump lost it. Biden won the election. Uh-oh.
Oh,
There goes her hope.
Oops.
She said January 6th was a terrible day and Trump will have to answer for it. DeSantis said Trump would likely end up being convicted for the criminal charges he faces. He said, I don't think he gets through that. So what are we going to do as Republicans? Oh, I can tell you, you're going to go into the dustbin of history. Yeah. Say hello to the Whigs. Vivek Ramaswamy did not qualify. So at least we were all saved.
Oh, okay.
Another night with the most irritating human in the world.
He really is. My God.
Trump said he's not exactly worried about Chris Christie dropping out. He said he agreed with comments Christie made on a hot mic when he said Haley's going to get smoked and it's not up to this. Oh God, Dana, it's trying to pick between like leprosy and and Ebola.
I
They're all
know.
just so awful.
But we saw this in 2016. Trump said that Ted Cruz's dad assassinated JFK and his wife was I don't even remember, some awful thing. And Ted Cruz was like, that man's horrible. And then the next sentence was, and I endorse him for president of the United States of America.
And a big thumbs up. I know.
Yeah, right
just
up my own
there.
butt.